She's got one accent.
They managed to make Kelly look old and gross, though. That's pretty amazing, considering how hot she was.
You are thick, honey.
I mean, it's me.
Scrooge, you better change your act, you better change your attitude, and you better change that sorry-looking wardrobe.
It would have been cool for them to do something with what they established in the first part. Like, Slater could have gotten good at wrapping presents, and Jesse could have learned to work with kids. But instead they threw all that away and just tossed all these kids in this extended production.
If you're gonna be good, you gotta look good. So?
What's the sad part of doing these reviews and bringing them out on the internet, though, is like when you see what the Saved by the Bell fans who are still active like, they love the shitty episodes like this.
Yeah.
They love the stuff that just goes freeform and lasts 20 minutes and is just gone and lost and awful. Like, that seems to be what people like the most, in hindsight.
Yeah, and they completely hoard out their entire production here, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so that they could get the homeless girl, Marlene. Is that what they said?
Yeah. Thanks, Laura.
What happened to that sports coat? Oh, somebody bought it. I'll see you later.
We need to go. Now.
Where's that jacket?
Marlene sold it, Mr. Mooney.
Moody thinks Laura stole it. I mean, this is just so over the top. Looking through my receipts.
You stole it. I'm calling security.
Wait, I didn't steal anything.
Tell it to the cops.
Oh, it's just a completely baseless accusation. This is ridiculous.
Hello, security. This is Melvin Moody, and I'm in a bad moody. Mood. Hey, Miss Moody. Nice show, huh? Where's Laura? Bought her rose. She's a thief. She stole a sports coat and ran away. What?
Wow.
I had Marlene put that coat aside for me. I was gonna pay for it right now.
Have fun, Laura.
Kelly gave him fucking a real stink eye.
Yeah, she did. As much as she can muster, being the nice head cheerleader that she is.
Nothing. What about you?
There, we have looked everywhere. There is no sign of her.
Have you looked in the gutter?
Have you looked in the soup line?
I went outside the ladies' room waiting for Laura to come.
Have you looked in the cardboard boxes out back?
In one proposed marriage.
It's all my fault.
You know, this is a good point. How would they find her? She should be on the lam.
That was probably like a nest in a forest clearing somewhere where her and her dad are hanging out with a bunch of empty
No,
bottles
they have
of
a
stills.
car. I mean, we know they have a car. They live in his car.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they go find them, right? Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that. They go out
it's in
and
the
we
parking
actually
lot.
take an external...
Thank you. Spoiler alert, man.
Sorry.
Screech, you don't have a car.
I was just saying they're probably hanging out in a hobo nest. A bunch of other hobos who like to drink Still Reserve and get crazy highs from Listerine.
There's a Christmas tree sale. Where the hell are they? How did they get here?
Hi, Jesse. Well, she's talking to everybody. No one can find her. Listen.
How would you find her? She's trying to hide from the cops.
And we can try and get you. But we better pick out a tree now. Your father's going to be home in just a few hours.
$35 for a tree? Is that normal price?
I think it says $3.50. $3.50.
I just see a $3.5.
Okay.
It could be 3E8. I can't read it. Fuck.
I think it's just $35.
No, there's no
You
way.
have really good eyesight. You should be able to see that.
Mind not parking here? We need this space for people picking up trees. Thanks.
Yeah, they did pick a really high traffic spot to hide.
What crummy old kind of car is that?
It's a homeless person's car.
Turn wires loose again. Oh.
So if he had a job and everything was fine and they had a home until like 6 months ago when he lost his job, he lost everything quick. He's down to the worst car, no house, and
No
all their
breakfast.
belongings. Yeah, and all their belongings in the back after 6 months. I don't buy that timeline.
Look, Kelly had that jacket put away. She was going to buy it.
Did she go to Bayside? Have we talked about this?
No,
We've
she's...
We've looked everywhere.
This is where we're staying.
She a valley chick?
Living in the car?
We like to think of it as a mobile home, huh?
Well, this is no place to spend Christmas Eve.
So we'll take you in for one night and then we'll throw you right back to your car.
But not before Zach gets some sweet can.
It's cool that all the kids are here at Zach's house. They obviously don't have to spend time with their families on Christmas Eve. Yeah. It's almost like it's very the way that other cultures celebrate Christmas, that you kind of spend Christmas Eve with your friends. But that doesn't usually happen in the U.S.
Hey, Kelly, Kelly.
And Screech looks so perverted and so creepy.
What a screw. You know, after all we went through, he still wouldn't let me buy that sports jacket.
Doesn't surprise me.
That's because he wanted to give it to you himself.
I'm sorry I misjudged you, Laura. Merry Christmas.
I'm sorry I accused you of theft.
Hey,
Is the
no,
real
nice
apology.
writing, John.
Thank you, Mr. Moody.
See you Thursday for the holiday sale.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Moody.
Well, I'm out of here.
Open it, Dad.
That was awkward. I shouldn't have done it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Try it on. Try it on.
Now this has imbued me with the magical ability to get a job and have credentials.
Yeah, he's actually got a different outfit on that's
This is just
pressed.
turned into a
He's got clothes that are pressed. This guy's not that bad off. He
He
can
might
totally
be
do
wearing
a job.
Derek Morris's clothes. Why did they just give him one of Derek Morris's power suits?
That's a good question.
Stay here until you get a job and get back.
He's exactly the same size.
I don't know what to say.
Say yes. I'd love to have new neighbors.
But it might take a while finding a new job. We could wear out our welcome.
Easily.
Worry, Zach wore out his welcome a long time ago.
You do realize as part of this arrangement of coming into our home, Zach is going to stick it to your daughter really hard.
What did you say earlier today? Something power slam?
They have. And he makes her kiss him on the face right in front of everybody. This is just amazing.
And now he's going to take her upstairs and power slam her.
We had something to give to you.
Well,
Oh, you got something. She's been eating poorly. She's been living in a car. She gets to go into Zach's bed. It's a nice trade-up.
Yeah, and he will make her suck his... and he will touch her on her... Wow. Before the war on Christmas, they did a lot of God Christmas stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, man. If Zach could actually step back a few steps and like kind of view this objectively, and kind of take himself out of the steps that led to here, there's a homeless man in his house singing Silent Night while he plays the piano, and some chick that he probably barely wants to bang at this point. Like, how did he get here? It's a very awkward place to end up at.
You see, Zach needs only to look at Laura and then look at Kelly.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, well, I could be banging this disgusting homeless girl who only eats apples for lunch. Or I could be sticking it to this insanely hot piece of ass that I
But
used to.
Zach's overwhelming pity instincts have taken over, as they always do. Like, you know, when he wants to... That the heavier chick that he ends up going on the pity date with from the date auction.
Yeah.
He's like, and I like you, and they dance together.
Yeah.
And then he dances with the chick in the wheelchair, Melissa. And then he takes.
Well, I mean, that hasn't happened yet, but you know that, like...
he takes it way too far every time. Like, it goes beyond pity, and then he makes it his personal cause. He gets himself over even more with his friends.
Mhm.
So he always looks like the magnanimous leader of the group, and it's a woman that he was initially trying to stick it to in each case. Well, except for the Wendy.
Yeah, no, he was grossed out by her at the beginning, but...
What happens is it always takes over as Zach's pity, but he rides it through to the end of the episode where they can just magically take us right there where, you know, Fantasyland, Zach and this chick are gonna get along, and then they cut it off and we never see her again.
Right, so we're only left with our imaginations, which means that after he got to the point with fat chick Wendy, was it Wendy?
Was it Wendy? I think it was Wendy.
I think it was Wendy, yeah. Yeah, so like Wendy, like she closed down all the Wendy's because she ate all the hamburgers. and they get to the point where he's like, hey, want to dance? And then episode ends, we never see her again, but we're left to our own devices to imagine that yes, he took her home and he did penetrate her hard, again and again, fully, while his mom slept upstairs and his
Like
dad was
that.
away on business.
Exactly like that made-for-TV movie that Mark Paul was in, where he went hogging and said, fat ass.
Yes.
They had the frat handshake where they turned their hands
Pictures
over.
don't lie.
Yeah.
Fat ass. Yes.
Yeah. Except here's the part about Wendy, and I'm probably going on a huge tangent. She's not that heavy. She's actually pretty attractive. She's a nice, gleeful, cheery...
Dude.
Oh, come on,
Dude,
don't look at me like that.
Dude. I mean, I've fucked some fat chicks in my day. Don't get me wrong. But that's just...
She's bigger than, like, the accepted standard of who all these other bimbos that they throw in front of Zach. Like, that's
So
the
are
only
some of the... Oh, okay.
It's the only thing that makes her unique is she's slightly bigger than all those other chicks.
Right. She ate all the burgers at Wendy's. They said, "Where's the beef?" And she said, "In here."
But, I mean, so when they had to cast Laura, do you think they were like, we need the chick that looks pretty malnourished?
They may have, but here's the thing. Okay, so again, with this episode, we're left with our own imagination after story close.
Yeah, it doesn't end well.
It doesn't, not for her.
No.
No. Like,
It doesn't end up with Zach.
Well, I mean, what's going to happen with her dad?
I don't know.
He's going to assume the role of Derek Morris for a few days.
I have to imagine Derek Morris coming home, like,
Right, he's
throwing the door open and, honey, I'm home, with his giant, like, $25,000 smile.
And then he says, "Who is this jerk?"
Just like Belding with the dunk tank.
Yeah.
Who is this jerk? He's going to say, what's this guy doing on my couch?
Yeah.
And what's going on with, I have my desk, who moved in my executive credenza? You know, like, the guy has this job search office that he's launched in Derek's private space. Like, it's not going to go
fly.
well.
That will not fly. He's going to come home and be like, "Hey, what is it this bum get out of my..." Yeah, no.
There's going to be some serious wrath. I mean, because he's a high-powered individual. What he's doing every day of his life, super high-stakes computer sales.
Big
He
time.
can't have anybody in his way. And
No.
his home time is purely spend time with the kids, spend time with the wife, and then launch back to what you're doing. He does not have time to concern himself with that stuff. So your imagination is like, how is this going to end really badly? And is Zach going to stick it to Laura and then move on? Of course,
Well, no,
yeah.
yeah.
But I'm thinking Derek Morris is going to trash this stuff immediately. It's not just because I named myself my pen name
Right,
after
no.
him.
He is going to shut it down hard in the most...
It's going to be like
way
Occupy
possible.
Wall Street when the cops move in.
Right, and because so we base this off the fact that in the first episode the cliffhanger was, how are the kids going to react to the fact that these people are homeless?
Yeah.
Right, and you don't know. You're left after the first episode thinking, are they going to be cool about it? Are they going to be mean? Is Zach going to still want to fuck Laura after this?
Yeah.
We have no question about how Derek Morris is going to react
No, there's
when he
no-
finds out that a homeless bum is living in his house, possibly banging his wife.
And there's no way she cleared it with him, because that was like a snap decision, and the kids basically asked him to stay.
Yeah, and operating his homeless I need a job operation out of Derek Morris's office.
Why doesn't Derek just have him, like, subcontracted to put some computers together or something?
He's not going to think that far ahead. He's not going to be
Or
able to
run errands for him, help me, book me this power lunch, go dry clean my suit.
go out to the lake and find me a catfish swimming around with perfect teeth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or, I can't spend time with my son, so please drive me around. But yeah, what we ended up with was some really awkward decisions, a horrible long production of the Christmas Story that just
a mess.
It's a mess. It takes forever. There's way too many plugs for Moody's for Men. Who are the losers that are watching this thing? And then a really bizarre accusation, and then they go on the lam and they hide in front of a Christmas tree store that Zach happens to cruise by, and they're in the
Hide
front.
in plain sight.
Yeah, in plain sight, a really bombed out vehicle. They take complete pity on them and bring them over for Christmas Eve, and then extremely awkwardly, Moody comes and gives the guy a suit, and they invite him to stay.
They extend the offer to stay indefinitely until he finds
Until he finds a job, and it's been 6 months. Like, no, when it becomes summer and Zach's going down to surf oh look, it's Laura. She's on the couch. It just can't be. It can't be.
No.
So where it ends up is just a really strange place. We're supposed to have a good feeling, They do the Christmas sentimental stuff. There's the fake. They do pull off the Christmas sentimental stuff. There's fake snow. There's Santa costumes. There's candy canes. There's Christmas trees. There's togetherness. There's even a rendition of Silent Night, which, as you pointed out, is very unlikely in 2011, but it actually flew in the early 90s. It was a straight-up Christian song.
Right.
And complete ignoring of any other holidays, too. So, yeah, I mean, that's what we're left with. That's where we are. Any other thoughts?
I only have one thought.
What's that?
This guy knows where Splinter is.